Hi, today we're talking about Roman numerals, which are still used today. So first we have our letter I, which equals the number 1. And then the next Roman numeral that was used is the letter V, which represents the number 5. X equals 10. L equals 50. C equals 100. We can think of like century, 100 years. D equals 500. And M equals 1,000, millennium, 1,000 years. So we notice that there are 7 letters that are used when representing Roman numerals. And there's 2 simple rules that we're going to look at here today for how we can combine and understand these Roman numerals. So our rules for translating, number 1, if the smaller numbers follow the larger numbers, then we add them. So I see here that my D is 500. And my L is 50. So since my bigger number 500 came first, I'm going to add my D 500 to my L 50. 500 plus 50 equals 550. That's what I do when I have a bigger number first, followed by a smaller number. If I have the other way around though, then I'm going to subtract. So if a smaller number precedes or comes before the larger number, then we subtract the smaller number from the larger number. So since I have my smaller number first, X is 10, and L stands for 50, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract my smaller number, my 10, from my larger number, my 50. And then my answer for this one is 40. So those are our 2 basic rules for translating. The smaller numbers follow, then we add them together. If the smaller number precedes or comes first, then we subtract the smaller one from the larger one. So let's try a few examples here. All right, starting off, we're going to be adding 2 numbers, but first we've got to figure out what our numbers are. So I have C, which is 100, then X, which is 10, and V, which is 5. So my biggest number came first, my C. So since it comes first, I'm going to put my 100, my X is 10, and my V is 5. So I have 115. And then I'm going to add that to CD. So now I have a smaller number, 100, before my larger number, which means I have to subtract. So 500 minus 100 is going to be 400. And then I can add those together. I have 5, 1, 5, 515, if I add those two. We'll try another one. We'll try a subtraction problem this time. So my M, got to be my largest number right now. So it's 1,000. My D is 500. My C is 600. So I actually have to add those before I even write anything. So that's 600, 1,600. My next number is 10. So since I went from my largest, worked my way down to the smallest, I'm adding to create my first number. And then I'm going to subtract I equals 1 and V equals 5. So I've got to subtract here. 5 minus 1 is 4. So my total for this one is going to be 1,606. All right, for some multiplication, here we go. V, 5, and then I have 3 i's. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And notice I wrote them a little bit differently depending on the numbers. Sometimes we connect them. So this number we're multiplying is the number 2. Or I could write it separately. Hopefully we can do that one in our head. So our answer for this one is 16. Then our last one, we're going to practice dividing here. So XL, X is 10, L is 50. I have my smaller number first, so I need to subtract. So 50 minus 10 is going to be 40. Now I've got to divide. My V is 5. So 40 divided by 5 then equals 8. Hopefully that gives you a basic understanding of how Roman numerals work, since we still see them today. We use 7 letters to represent our numbers: 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, 1000, and then we can use a combination of the numbers, whether they're bigger or smaller, to represent the other numbers.